What's up, y'all? This your girl, Jay Renee with Prison Riot Radio. I hope that you're doing well. We have something to present to y'all this evening that is going on in Killeen, Texas, okay? It involves a youth detention center that goes by the name Killeen Youth Detention Center. And it's been brought to our attention by several mothers that the boys that are housed there are being mistreated. So we wanted to make sure that we got the information out to you guys so we can all band together and try to protect these children. It's bad enough that they violate the adults, but it of course is going to trickle down to our children. And as adults, caring adults, it's our responsibility to protect the innocent. So we're going to try to get this exposed and out there to as many people as we can. Are you there, caller?
Yes.
All right, thank you for joining me and having the courage that it takes and the love that it takes to expose what's going on in this facility to these children. I've heard from several different people about the abuse in that facility, physical, mental, and even talks of sexual abuse. Is this true?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, can you give me some examples of the physical abuse?
So one boy was slammed up against a wall and his nose was busted by a guard. And this little boy, he is very, very small. He don't weigh 90 pounds soaking wet. And then he's had several guards on him at one time. There's also been a young man that was punched while he was in handcuffs. They have been put in chokeholds. They have been kicked. They have been restrained. And each time that a restraint goes on, it's more than one guard, several guards on one kid. It's sad.
It is. I know when it comes to the mental abuse, I know that they were doing things like isolating them and keeping them from family. Can you expand on that a little bit?
So there has been kids in there that have been in isolation since March of last year. They use write-ups. You know, you have to be on a point system at this facility. So they write the kids up, but they don't give the kids any handbook telling them the rules, telling them, you know, what to do, how to do it, none of that, what's expected of them. So the kids go into this facility and they use the write-ups to keep the kids detained, because if you don't get to a level 1, when you come in, you start out at a level 3, and then you have to earn your way to a level 1 in order to get to go home, is what they say. So the kids get in there, they're given no handbook, but they write them up for walking too fast in line. They write them up for staring out a window too long. They could write them up for trading food. They write them so if they get 3 minors in a day, it equals a major. And then when you go to court, these kids find out that they've been wrote up 26 times or 15, however many the numbers is for that, because they go to court every 10 days, juveniles do, to see if they're going to keep them detained or release them. But when they go to court, they don't even know what half of their write-ups are for. Right. And they're like, you know, the guards don't even tell them, hey, you're getting wrote up, nothing like that. So they also use these write-ups to take away their phone calls. So they're supposed to get phone calls 3 days a week. And there's months at a time these kids don't get phone calls. I mean, months on top of months. As long as they're, quote unquote, at a level 2 or 3, they don't get a certain number of phone calls.
Right.
So,
I understand.
and then they keep their mail. They don't give them their mail. They will get the mail, and sometimes they throw it in the trash. Sometimes they just put it in their personal, and the kids never get to see it. So they don't even know that people's writing them, trying to get in touch with them, you know. So they completely isolate them. I mean, it's ungodly as to how long they do keep them isolated.
Yeah, and it's been shown scientifically that isolation definitely has major effects on not only the brain but the body. You know what I mean? So it's definitely some mental warfare going on there. So I know when it comes to the sexual abuse, it's kind of it's not really cut and dry. I know that there has been some incidents there with the women that work at the facility. Can you give me a little more clarity on that?
So there was one boy that it was brought up by the probation officer in court that he was bragging. Supposedly he got wrote up for bragging about having sex with two of the female guards.
Okay.
And the attorney, when it was brought up on the write-up, he said, well, are you not mandate reporters? Did anybody investigate if the allegations were true or false? And nobody had reported anything. Nobody had done an investigation. They just wrote the child up.
Okay, I see. So, so I heard also that there are a few of the kids there that are suicidal because of the things that's going on. Do you know this to be true?
Yes. So one of the boys was actually taken out to a facility because he was told by a guard to go ahead and kill himself, and he would collect his body. And that little boy was actually taken out to a mental hospital and placed in a mental hospital to adjust his medicine, get his medicine right. Then they brought him back. But there's been several kids that have been on suicide watch, and the facility doesn't call you. They say if they do not have to be taken out for medical treatment, that they don't have to call you.
Wow.
So as the parent, you don't know if your kid's been restrained. You don't know if your kid has been on suicide watch. They don't inform you of nothing.
Wow.
The one thing that really gets to me, so if your kid is diagnosed with any kind of disorder, right? Say your kid's diagnosed with ADHD. When they get them in this facility, they take them off of the medicine that they have been on for years.
Right.
You know, and they say, we don't allow stimulants in this facility.
Wow.
So you take a kid, you're arresting them, you question them, one, without a guardian or an attorney present, which is illegal. And then you place them in this facility. You take them off the medicine that has been known to work for them, and you place them on whatever medicine you feel that they should be on. Right,
or if they even medicate them. I know that.
We went through quite a bit of them not wanting to give medicine, and then when they did, it was Statira. I don't know if they get kickbacks for giving them the Statira, but I noticed a lot of the parents were saying, oh, they placed my kid on that medicine. Oh, they placed my kid on that medicine, you know?
Right.
It was a pattern, and it clearly says that if you have a heart condition, do not take this medication.
Right.
And one of the gentlemen that they tried to put on this medicine did have a heart condition. And then it says if anybody in your immediate family is diagnosed with bipolar disorder, do not take this medication.
Wow.
The same little boy that had the heart problem also had a brother and a sister that was diagnosed with bipolar disorder.
Wow.
So it says that it can cause a manic episode. And he was on the medicine for 7 days, and that's when he had his first physical altercation with the guards.
Wow.
And it's been nonstop ever since. So.
Unbelievable. Are there any organizations in the area that know of what's going on? Has anyone reached out and tried to get them involved?
So it has been in the paper, local newspaper. It was in there for 3 weeks in a row because we were protesting. The families of the kids were protesting because we didn't get to visit for a month straight. We didn't get to see our kids. We didn't get phone calls, like nothing. Right. They had originally said it was due to COVID that they stopped visitation, but the first week it was in the newspaper was when visitation stopped. And it was 3 weeks that we didn't get visitation, you know. So it made it a month that we didn't get to see our kids. So then they said that they were stopping visitation indefinitely, and then I got a call back saying, oh, we're sorry, it was not indefinitely. We were misinformed. It is just that weekend.
Wow. Okay. Well, again, I thank you for sharing this information with us. I'm going to definitely put it out. and hopefully we can get a lot more attention on this situation so we can intervene into what's going on in that facility and pretty much save these kids. You know, they're going through a lot, and it's
well, I know since, sorry, I do apologize.
Go ahead, dear.
I know since it has been in the paper and it was on the local news, like live, that a lot more kids have been reaching out. A lot of people are scared to talk about stuff,
right,
because of retaliation.
Right.
So some of the people were saying they were in that facility back in 2014, and the same stuff was going on then that is going on now.
Wow.
Girls were saying that they were being watched by guards when they were using the restroom. They were being touched inappropriately. A lot of people, a lot of girls have come forward. And I just want people to know that if something did happen to you, I care. Right. I want to hear your story. You know, so
I care too. There's lots of people that care and want to hear the stories and get them justice, for sure. That you're not alone. You're not alone. It might seem like it, but you're not. And there's people that will believe you. We know. We understand. Amen. Well, I appreciate you dear, for sitting with us and helping to get some exposure to the crimes that are being committed there. And I'm hoping with good faith that we can get something done and help those kids out and help the mothers out too, because I know mothers, it's got to be absolutely heart-wrenching.
It is. I will tell you that it's when you don't know if your child is okay, you don't know what's being done to them. It's absolutely the worst. Yeah. It consumes your whole day. You think about it, the first thing you think about when you wake up and the last thing you think about, and all through the day, you can be walking and just see something, and it just triggers, you know?
Yeah.
So it's hard.
Well, you're not alone, and I support you, and I know that there's others that support you guys as well. So again, I appreciate you.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
You're welcome.